Hello from Plattsburgh, everyone. We're at South Acres Field, where the Lake Champlain defending champions, who are no longer defending, they have switched leagues. Mart Lane's team. We're playing against the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League defending champions, the Press Republican. The Mart Lane's team, of course, has switched leagues. There's a familiar face to a lot of people in Chazy. Doug Stevens. He's a backup man here at the Press Republican Club. And you'll find a lot of familiar names in this press team. The game will be ready to start in just a moment. I'll run through the lineups for us. For the Mart, the manager, of course, is Dick Mad Dog Castine. The left fielder, Dennis Phillips. Randy Davison, shortstop. Jim Davison's right center fielder. Dan Phillips, the catcher. Dale Cardan, third base. Randy LaBombard at second base. Pete McMillan, the pitcher. Art Guerin, the DH. Jim Woods, the right fielder. Dan Trombley, the left center fielder. And Gary Boris, the first baseman.
Hey, remember, come on to you fast.
For the Press Republican, Rick Lamberton is the left fielder. Randy Senecal, the left center fielder. Alan Rock, the shortstop. Ben Haley, familiar name to Northern Tier fans. He's in right field. Ricky Vaughn is in first base. John Musso at third base. Randy Rock, the pitcher. Jim Garrett, the catcher. Juan Rodriguez, the right center fielder. Tommy Vaughn, the DH, and John Hart at second base. John Musso, Mad Dog Castine, and the umpires are going over the ground rules.
1, 2, 3, go!
Mart team set to take the field. They'll be the home team tonight.
Billy, throw me a ball. Yeah.
We're going to have to attempt to cover the game from this corner here. It just the bench is a little bit too close to the backstop, and that's where I was standing, right where Mad Dog is standing. That's I'd be picking up his cursing all night long. A little fairly familiar face here. I can't quite see his face. Is Rick Lamberton. He's the brother of Howard Blub Lamberton and that Lamberton boy that plays for, not sure what they're called this year. Used to be Minutes Vicks. I think they're called Blubs. That's Terry Lamberton. Rick the Baker. See Billy Glode and Dick Stata on the bench tonight. The other guy, unfamiliar face, is Art Guerin. He's the DH for the Mart. So Lamberton will step in. Pete McMillan is the pitcher for the Mart. Lynn Bayshore has stayed in the Lake Champlain League. This is Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League action for those of you who don't know it. Mart Lane's team has switched leagues. McMillan's first pitch to Lamberton. Lamberton looks at the ball. A strike, excuse me. There's the six spin pitch. Popped up to the third base side. Dale Cardan lets it fall at his feet. Looking right into the sun. You see the shadows. Cardan was looking right into the sun. This will bring up Randy Senecal, famous UPS driver. Randy Senecal, the first basketball star at Clinton Community College a number of years ago, looks at strike one. Second pitch is on the way. Not a good angle to get the batter and pitcher in the picture at the same time. Senecal hits it to right field. Foul ball off Jim Woods' glove. Jim Woods should have had that one. Jim Wood, of course, started his career at the age of about 15 with the Mesek Lumber team a long time ago in the Lake Champlain League. He's been playing in the Plattsburgh League for quite a while now. Senecal takes a pitch deep. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Al Rose Right field. Jim Woods makes the play. Ball comes into Birdman Lombard. We have one out. Man on first. Stepping to the plate now is Alan Rock.
Big hole behind you, Pete. Pull it up. Come on, Al. Bring him around.
Watch your way, Woody. Woody, watch your way, Woody.
McMillan, a veteran of this league. Is that a ball? Pitch for McMillan. Put to the shortstop by. Throw will be coming into second. Drag by shortstop Davison. We have runners at the corners, and Mr. Big Ben Haley steps in. Ben Haley lived for a while in Perry's Mills. Played very briefly with the Woodmen of the World team in the Lake Champlain Slow Pitch League. I remember his debut against the Barcombs TV team. They wouldn't even pitch to the guy. Haley, a feared hitter. And he gets a single. Drives in the first run of the ball game. Top of the first inning, and the Press Republican counts off to a 1-0 lead with one out. As Haley, they just pitch around. Nobody on base. And the Barcombs team refused to pitch to him. Very ungentlemanly way to greet a fellow. The batter here now. Let's see who this is. This is Ricky Vaughn, the first baseman. Pitch from McMillan. Line shot inside the line, says Al Rose. That's a base hit down the third base line. The throw is coming to the cutoff man, and another run crosses the plate. And the Press Republican is off to a 2-0 lead. This will bring up the manager, John Musso. Musso, left-handed hitter. Pete McMillan, pitch to Musso. Ball is short. Runners on first and second. We have one out and 2 runs in. Pitch to Musso. Musso hits it high. Straightaway center. Jim Davison grabs it. Throw comes into second, gets by. Backed up by first baseman, pitcher McMillan. Runners on the corners now. This brings up Randy Rock, the pitcher. McMillan gets the ball, fires it in. Strike one, says Al Rose. It's a high one deep. Left fielder Phillips back, and he grabs it, and we're going to go to the bottom of the first inning. The score, the Press Republican 2, Mart coming to bat. Dennis Phillips, the left fielder. Bats left, he's going to lead off the Mart. He looks at his first strike in the Gentlemen's League. And hits it, popped up. Trouble, let's see, right center fielder under it. And we have one out. Right center field, Juan Rodriguez. This will bring up Randy Davison, the shortstop. Sitting right there is Orville Trombley, Ron Trombley, and behind them is Alton Guerin. And Davison hits one out of play, over the fence, across the street. And some young kid is going to go get it. Don't know if that ball will be seen again. Time will tell. Second pitch to Davison. Falls short. We're in the bottom of the first. And Dwayne Bottoms, or Darrell Bottoms, I think it's Darrell Bottoms, the other umpire besides Al Rose, called time. The ball was thrown back in, so we have an honest fan out there. No pitch. Davison. Pitch on the way. Swings straight away. And that was Randy Senecal grabbing that one. Let's bring up Jim Davison, the right center fielder for Beaumont. Jim Davison, and on deck, Dan Phillips, the two most feared hitters in the Lake Champlain League last year. First pitch, Davison. Looks like a ball. I'm straddling the out of bounds line, out of play line. Dan Phillips is standing between us and Davison. That's a hard guy to shoot around. It's a high and deep. Over the fence, foul ball. Ben Haley says, I'll let that one go. This league has a new rule. A foul ball with 2 strikes is an out. I don't know why they incorporated that rule. Davison hits it straight away. Senecal under it. We're going to go to the top of the second with the score. Press Republican 2, Beaumont nothing. I see Bill Bayshore here from the Barcombs team. Barcombs TV is the other club that switched from the Lake Champlain League. They're also playing here in the Plattsburgh Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League. Jimmy Garrett, the batter for the Press Republican. Pitch from McMillan. It's at the left field. Phillips giving chase. Can't get it. Bounces off the fence. Throw comes into second base, and Garrett has a leadoff double. This brings up Juan Rodriguez, the right center fielder. Photographer here from the Press Republican, I would imagine. Pitch to Rodriguez. Chopper to Davison. Davison looks the runner back, throws to first in time, and Garrett stays put at second base. Again, this is not a good angle to shoot the game from, but it's the only place I could get. Tommy Vaughn is the batter. He's the designated hitter, or the extra hitter, as he's probably called in this league. I saw Musso had EH written in his lineup card. Here's the pitch. Chopper to third baseman Cardin picks it up, long throw to first base in time, and Garrett again is not able to advance. So let's bring up the 11th place hitter, John Hart. Former PHS standout. Or was it St. John's? I'm not sure where John Hart played ball. Good friend of Tim McDonough's. He's probably a St. John's man. Hit to the right side. Davison with a long throw. They've got him. And I see Channel 5 is here to cover the opening game of the season. So we'll go now to the bottom of the second with the score. Press Republican 2, Beaumont nothing. Dan Tree Phillips. Trying to get them all in the picture here. He's the catcher tonight. He'd retired at the end of last season. He told me he was only going to play in tournaments. Pitch from Rock. Ball 1, 1-1. Ball 2. Before the game, Dan says, I told Dan, I said, I thought you had retired. He says, I wonder how that story got around. I said, it got around because you told people that. Straight away center. Senecal at the fence. It wasn't very well hit for Phillips off the top of his bat, but he'll put it to the fence. He can hit some of these out of here. So I said, Dan, it came from you. He said, oh yeah. Well, I decided to, when the team moved to this league, it was more incentive to play, so I came down here. Dale Cardin stepping up. Cardin played for a long time with Barcombs. Switched last year to Dragoons Farm Equipment, and this year he came down here with the Beaumont. He's been playing with the Beaumont in tournament games for a long time.
got to really. But they got to really.
Remember, we have that strikeout on the foul ball rule, which is really unusual. Carden hits it to straight away. Over the fence. There's a home run. This fence is not as far as the Beaumont fence. I think this Beaumont team here is going to have a field day with Davison, Cardan, Phillips, and a whole bunch of other guys can put that ball over there. So Cardan puts Beaumont on the scoring column. The score is now 2-1, and Randy Bird LaBombard steps in. The Birdman looking for his first at bat in the Gentlemen's League. Pitch from Rock. Here comes the pitch. Looks at a ball outside. Second pitch on the way. Bird hits it through the hole on the left side. And the first two batters, we have an out. After Phillips flew deep, the next two batters have gotten base hits. This will bring up Pete McMillan, the pitcher. Doing his Rocky Colavito stretches. Oh, one out. Man on first. 2-1 the score in the bottom of the second inning. Hard to the third baseman. Third baseman John Musso, team captain, team manager. Couldn't handle it. We have now runners at first and second, with McMillan standing at first and LaBombard standing at second. And Art Guerin, the batter. A new face as far as we're concerned. I checked with Dennis Phillips. He said he's from the Beekmantown area. He's been in the Marines and just got back. Straight up the middle, gets by. Here comes a long throw at home. It's going to be wide. And we have a tie game. And runners at the corners as McMillan stands at third base. Bring up Jimmy Woods, the right fielder. Have only one out. Dan Trombley steps into the on-deck circle. There's the pitch to Woods. Hits it to the right side. Second baseman bobbles it. Goes to second. In the meantime, McMillan scores. McMillan advances the runner. Woods advances to McMillan. Dan Trombley, the batter now. 3-2 is the score. Guerin is erased. Woods has done his job. Put Beaumont ahead. Dan Trombley stepping in here with 2 outs. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Second pitch on the way. Chopper back to the box. Over to first, and we're going to go now to the top of the third inning with the Beaumont now leading 3-2. Norm Bono here taking in the ball game. Key Lamberton steps in. He's the left fielder. He'll be leading off the top of the third. Ball falls short, ball 1. Our first game we ever taped was taped right here back in 1983. Foul at the plate. 2 strikes on him now, I believe. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Pitch from McMillan. A line shot to second baseman LaBombard. Northeastern Clinton girls were playing in June for the Section 7 championship, Class B I think it was, not sure, I think it's Class B the Northeastern is, against Peru. Maybe it was Class A, maybe it was, I'm not sure what it was. Anyway, they played Peru and they defeated them here, upset victory.
Beat 'em up, beat 'em up.
Hit to right field, Jim Woods puts it away, we have 2 outs. And that game was part of our opening telecast back on June 11th, 1983. That was Randy Senecal who flew deep to right field. That brings up Alan Rock. Pitch comes into Rock, he swings, hits it to left field. Dennis Phillips giving chase. Can't get it. Danny Trombley picks it up, throws to third base. Rock's in there with a 3-bagger. June 11th, 1983 was our first show. That was Our Hour. Of course, Our Hour is now a thing of the past. Hometown cable has taken its place. Ben Haley steps in. Tying run at third base. Ben Haley takes the first pitch. Deep, but on the plate. They use the mat here in the league. You can see the mat down there. Anything hits that or the plate is a strike. That one's deep. Deep, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. McMillan pitching carefully to Haley. Strike 2. We're reasonably certain that Haley will shoot at anything that's close. He swings, hits a hard one back to McMillan. McMillan will take the toss over to first base. And we'll go now to the bottom of the 3rd with the Mart leading 3-2. Gary Boris will lead off the Mart half of the 3rd inning. Mart with something to prove here. They've come over from the Lake Champlain League, and for a long time the Lake Champlain League has been looked down upon by the teams from Plattsburgh. And they're here playing against the defending champions, so it's a Northern Tier's best versus Plattsburgh's area's best. Boris, I think, has got a no ball and 2 strike count. There's the 3rd pitch. Strike. No, maybe there's 2 balls and no strikes. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Boris, he swings, hits it. It's a shortstop. And he's out. And now the Press Republican has, the Channel 5 Sports has just kind of moved themselves right in here. I'm kind enough to stay out of play, but I guess they feel that they have a right to get in the playing area. Dennis Phillips will step in now with 1 out, and until this guy from the Channel 5 moves, I'm not going to have much of a view of the shortstop. Pitch to Phillips, swings and hits it high to the right side. Falls in. And Dennis Phillips has a single. This will bring up Randy Davison, the shortstop. Pitch to Davison, strike called. Temperature was 79 degrees as I came down here. Taping this on April 29th. Here comes the pitch. Hit high and deep. Haley giving chase. It's foul. Close to the line.
Don't get too technical up there. Just crank it. Girl. Foul ball now. Leave it alone. Foul ball. He's out. It's foul. Leave it alone.
Pitcher Rock pitches to Davison. Davison hits it up the middle, shortstop. And Phillips is erased. We're probably going to have nothing but balls hit to the shortstop until that guy moves, and nobody will hit it there. Let's bring up Jim Davison, a right center fielder. Pitch swung on, hit high and deep. Over the fence. Cleared it by a mile. Jim Davison. A two-run home run as Randy Davison crosses the plate, followed by brother Jim. A sight that Plattsburgh is liable to see a lot of this summer. That make it now 5-2, and Dan Tree Phillips steps in. We're in the third inning, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Dale Cardan moves into the on-deck circle, pitch to Phillips. Opposite field, deep. Fair ball. Ben Haley kind of nonchalanted that one. Here comes the throw into the infield. And Dan Phillips is standing on third base. Now you know the ball is hit a long way when Danny Phillips makes it to third base. Dale Cardan now steps in. Randy LeBombard moves into the on-deck circle. Cardan hit one over the fence his first time up. Pitch comes in. Line shot to Musso. Musso with a nice grab. And we'll go to the fourth inning with the Mart now leading 5-2. A couple more Tremblays arriving at the ball game. Ricky Vaughn, the first baseman. Line shot to Dale Cardan. Dale says no problem. Puts it away. The shadows have moved into a big part of that area, except for right there. So that'll help. Brings up Musso. John Musso, the big third baseman. Looks at ball one. Pitch from McMillan. Musso hits it to the right side. Gets through. Davison tosses it in. Cut off by LeBombard. So bring up Randy Rock, the pitcher. 5-2 is the score. Top of the fourth inning. Popped up high. Danny Tremblay calling for it. Grabs it. Throw comes into LeBombard. Musso stays put. Let's bring up Jimmy Garrett, the catcher. 2 down. Top of the fourth inning, a 7-inning ball game. April 28th, April 28th on Monday. Pete McMillan's pitch. Ball is short. Second pitch comes in. I couldn't pick up the flight of the ball, but Jimmy Woods made a nice catch about waist high on a line drive. Now go to the bottom of the fourth with the score: Mart 5, Press Republican 2. Bird LeBombard steps in to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth.
You know, when you get up for something, you want to just create something to relax. You go that.
Pitch to LeBombard. Ground ball to the right side, left side. Shortstop over to first, and they've got him. Bird made a race out of it. Bang, bang play, and this will bring up Pete McMillan, the pitcher. Pitch to Peter. It's it high. That's his trademark. He hits him a ton up in the air. And it's a long out. There's 2 down. Brings up the designated hitter, Art Garant. There's the pitch. First ball swinging right at the shortstop. Nice grab, shortstop Alan Rock. Go down to the top of the 5th for the score remaining. Mart 5, Press Republican 2. Juan Rodriguez is going to lead off the inning. Top of the 5th. The Press scored 2 runs in the top of the 1st, and they haven't scored since. Pete McMillan's pitch. Rodriguez hits a chopper off McMillan's glove. Lombard picks up and holds it. McMillan just failed to bend. He could have had that. And if Lynn Bayshore is watching, I'm sure he's saying I would have had that one. And I think he would have. Let's bring up Tommy Vaughn, the designated hitter. Looks at a pitch deep. Second pitch is on its way. Line shot to shortstop. Davison, pretty. Randy Davison takes it at second base and throws the first to get the double play. Pretty play by Randy Davison. This brings up John Hart, the second baseman for the Press. Pitch from McMillan on its way. Hart swings, hits it to the left side, didn't through. Phillips will run it back in, toss it into Bird. Let's bring up Rick Lamberton. Sun is setting. Extremely pleasant evening. Temperature at 79 degrees at game time. Pitch on its way. Davison hits it to the right side. Knocked down. No, it didn't. It got through. I thought Bird knocked it down, but it got through. Bird chewing on some sand, I think.
Give me one.
So, 1 out, we have 2 runners here. Oh, excuse me, 2 out. We have 2 runners. This brings up Randy Senecal. Senecal looks at the first pitch. Up the middle, that's going to score a run, I believe. It gets away out in right center field by from Davison. That's going to score 2. Ricky Lamberton, he's got wheels. He can move. He scored all the way from first. And now we have a 5-4 ball game. So Davidson's miscue on that grounder gets an extra run in. 5-4. Rick Lamberton, one of the speedsters in this area. As we bring up Alan Rock, the shortstop. It's a deep, ball 1. The plate, strike 1. 1-1. Pitch it on its way. Strike 2. can't point out too often this foul ball on the third strike rule. That foul ball is an out. We could have a tie game as Jim Wood takes the... And they get him. They got him, but we have a tie game. Game is tied in the top of the fifth, 5-5. A nice play by McMillan. He cut that cutoff on a throw from Woods, and he threw and got him at first base. A good heads-up play with Beaumont. Puts an end to that rally, a two-out rally for Press Republican. 5-5 is the score. Excuse me, Jim Woods steps in as the players start to move across the out-of-play line. Looks like they're putting up a gate out there. Had all day to do that, and they're doing it now during the ball game. Jim Woods looks at a pitch. Woods hits a chopper to shortstop Rock. Rock with a long throw to first base, and we have the first out in the bottom of the fifth inning. Let's bring up Dan Trombley. Pitch to Trombley. Strike. Pitch on its way. Hit to the right side. It's going to be through. Gets away out in left field. Trombley standing up at second base. So he gets an extra base on the miscue. This will bring up Gary Boris. Mad Dog pacing.
Top of the order,
A very nervous Mad Dog. Gary Boris. Lead run now on second base. We have one out. Pitch is on its way. Boris, first ball hitting, hits it through. Here comes the throw. Uh-oh, he's going to be dead meat at home. Beaumont with aggressive base running, but doesn't pay off that time. Boris standing at second base with only one out. Dennis Phillips, top of the order coming up. I think I would have held him, but and the news media is moving back in front of me. Pitch to Phillips. Strike. Took a good play to get him. Phillips line drive back to Rock, the pitcher, over to first. And that's it. Going out to the top of the sixth with a score, I believe, 5-5. Ben Haley's trying to find a comfortable spot. Plate umpire Al Rose steps out of the picture. A pitch from McMillan, and Haley looks at a ball. Haley with a line shot to left field. Phillips picks it up, throws into second base. Haley stays at first, so a lead runner off here in the top of the sixth. The Press Republican, this brings up Ricky Vaughn, the first baseman. There's a pitch. First ball hitting, hits it high to the left side. Dan Trombley under it, throw to second base. He's out. Darryl Bottoms right on top of the play. Good throw from Trombley, good tag from LeBombard. And Haley is erased. So we have a a double play, an 8-4 double play. This brings up John Musso with the bags empty and 2 down. Top of the 6th inning, tie ball game, 5-5. Game played April 28th on Monday evening, opening of the Gentlemen's Slow Pitch League. Defending Gentlemen's League Press Republican versus the league champions from last year in the Lake Champlain League, the Mart. Can't call them defending champions because they're no longer in the league. They have abdicated their crown. Millen's pitch just popped up by Musso. Davison calling for it. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th now with the score remaining 5-5. Larry Belrose and a few other Barcomb's players. There's Mike Phillips, come to see the ball game, watch his brothers play. Barcomb's will be playing later on this evening, at least later on this evening when I'm taping this. And while I was talking, Randy Davison led off with a single. Must have been first ball hitting. Anybody who's seen me tape before knows you don't swing at the first ball when I'm taping, because I'm usually wandering around somewhere. Jim Davison coming to the plate now. Put it over the fence his last time up. There's a pitch. Pitch it foul. Fair ball. Oh, could be trouble here at plate. No play. And heads up base running. Randy Davison scores on a high throw into third base that Musso couldn't grab. Jim Davison standing on second. The Mart now leads here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dan Phillips steps in. I thought Davison's shot was going to be foul, but it stayed in there. Phillips with a line shot. He's going for the base hit. Jim Davison rounding third, and he gets back. Well, Dan Phillips has his base hit. This brings up Dale Cardan. Cardan, of course, put it over the fence his first time up. Nobody out, I believe. Cardan. High pop-up. This should score a run. Jim Davison scores easily. Ball gets away, and Dan Phillips is going to trot into second base. And he goes out, so he'll get third base. Ball rolled right on out of play. So Dan Phillips gets an extra base. That'll bring up Randy LeBombard, and I think there's only one down. Score, I believe, is 7-5 on the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch from Rock to LeBombard. LeBombard swings. Could be trouble. Cayley grabs it. Here comes the throw. And he's out. So, double play there. Nice throw from Haley right on the mark. They got Dan Phillips at the plate. We'll go to the top of the 7th now with the Mart leading, I believe, 7-5. Top of the 7th. Mart leading by 2, 7-5. Strike. Timeout. Have a fan in the way. I guess you've got to be news media in order to get in the way. Press Republican is still standing there. Strike two. I lost track of who's batting here for the Press. I'll try to find out in a moment. Hits it high. Dennis Phillips chasing after it. Out the foul line. He grabs it in foul territory. We have one out. I believe that was Randy Rock. This will bring up Jimmy Garrett, the catcher. One out. And the Beaumont 2 outs away from winning their opening game in the Gentlemen's League. Pitch for McMillan. Second pitch. Strike. Pitch on its way. Garrett looks at strike two. Al Rose, of course, a very familiar face. Former St. Mary's coach. I mention that every time we see him umping or reffing, we see a lot of them. Popped up. Could be trouble. Randy Davison calling for it, and he grabs it. That's 2 down. This will bring up Juan Rodriguez, the right center fielder, and a final hope here in a 7-5 ball game. The Press Republican 1 out away from losing their opening game. A big game for both of these teams. Pitch to Rodriguez. He hits it. A one hopper to Davison over to first base, and we're out of it. The Beaumont has won. The Beaumont has defeated the Press Republican. So the team that dominated the Lake Champlain League wins its opening game here in the Gentlemen's League. A 7-5 ball game. Dog wants to make sure he shakes everyone's hand.